The terrorist attack on the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway in Pulwama on February 14, 2019, which killed 40 CRPF soldiers, is back in the news. We are responding some of the recurring and emerging questions about the terrorist attacks that took place 4 years ago. Let us begin by replying to some of the doubts raised by Mr. Shashi Tharoor on social media. Here are the answers to the 3 main questions he raises.
1. CRPF asked aircraft to airlift soldiers, and this was rejected by the Home Ministry.
The convoy that left Kashmir for the CRPF center in Srinagar was attacked. The attack took place when a convoy of 78 vehicles containing about 2,547 CRPF soldiers left Jammu at 3:30 a.m. and reached Lethborough in Kashmir at 3:15 p.m. after traveling for about 12 hours. Lethborough is just 20 kilometers from Srinagar Airport. Even if the soldiers had reached Srinagar Airport by air from Jammu, they would have had to travel the same road to reach the 110th Battalion CRPF headquarters. Even then, they could have carried out this attack. It should be assumed that the terrorists targeted the soldiers arriving from Jammu through both the air and road routes to Kashmir. On the contrary, if this happened in Jammu, then there is some truth in the allegations that have been made. So the argument that the soldiers would have escaped the attack if they had come by air is completely wrong. Similarly, the reason for not allowing the flight is that thousands of people were trapped in many places due to heavy snowfall in Srinagar since the first week of February 2019. Hundreds of students who had come to write the GATE exam were stuck in the exam center in Srinagar and nearby areas. Aircraft, including the C-17 Globemaster, were deployed to rescue all those who were trapped without food and water. A simple Google search can find the media coverage of the rescue missions, including the news that 538 people, including 319 students, were airlifted from Jammu and Kashmir. These massive rescue missions also resulted in aircraft not being allowed.
2. The selected path is not secured. There were no security personnel on the 810 link roads where convoys could be attacked.
This argument is completely wrong. There were 39 CRPF personnel in the bus that was destroyed in the bomb blast. The 40th soldier who died was a ROP commander of the CRPF who was a roadside security officer. ROP soldiers are deployed on the roadsides to provide security to the vehicles during the convoy journey of CRPF soldiers. Assistant Sub-Inspector Mohan Lal, a native of Uttarakhand, was stationed at milestone number 272. At that time he saw a Maruti Eco car driving towards the bus. He tried to stop it, but the car sped forward without stopping. He chased it and opened fire. However, the suicide bomber spotted the target and detonated the bomb. The ROP commander was also killed as he got too close after the car. He was awarded the President's Posthumous Gallantry Medal for this act of heroism. In the face of such facts, the argument that there were no security personnel on the road is completely misleading.
3. A car carrying 300 kilograms of RDX from Pakistan entered Jammu and Kashmir and roamed uninterrupted for 10 days. Incompetence or carelessness?
This is the major propaganda that many people still repeat. Actually, 40 to 50 kilograms of RDX was smuggled from Pakistan to India for blasting. According to the NIA investigation report, 4 men, led by Jaish-e-Mohammed founder Masood Azhar's nephew Mohammed Umar Farooq, smuggled 10 kilograms of RDX each into India in April 2018 along with several weapons. The Maruti Eco vehicle used in the blast was bought in Kashmir itself and not driven from Pakistan. Then 2 IED bombs of 160 kilograms and 40 kilograms each were made by mixing locally sourced calcium ammonium nitrate, aluminium powder, and gelatin sticks from Kashmir itself, totaling 200 kilograms. The amount of RDX contained in an IED bomb is typically 1/5 of its weight. That is the reason why forensic experts came to the hypothesis that 40 to 50 kilograms of RDX was used in the blast. The figure of 300 kilograms of RDX is nonsense made up by propaganda workers who have no idea about the explosive power of RDX. In the first week of February, another accused, Shakir Bashir, attached an IED bomb to this car at his house. The car has not been launched since the second week of February due to heavy snowfall in Kashmir, which has banned vehicular traffic. When traffic was restored on February 14, Shakir brought suicide bomber Adil Ahmed Dar closer to his destination. Then Adil Dar took over the vehicle. It would be nice to know why you are spreading the false story that a bomb-carrying car from Pakistan was roaming in Kashmir for 10 days while vehicular travel was entirely prohibited due to snowfall. Rauf Askar, another uncle of Umar Farouk and the head of Jaish-e-Mohammed, devised a plan to carry out a major terrorist attack in Kashmir before the parliamentary elections to be held in India in April 2019, thereby tarnishing the image of the existing government. Things went smoothly according to plan for a few days after the attack, but things took a turn for the worse when India launched a counterattack in Balakot in retaliation for the Pulwama attack. There are testimonies that Askar told Umar Farouk that what we have done has had the opposite effect. At the end of January 2019, Umar Farouk, suicide bomber Adil Dar, and Samir Dar, a relative who left the house with Adil, got together and shot a propaganda video at the house of another suspect named Insha Jan. After the attack, Jaish-e-Mohammed released that video and claimed responsibility for the attack. People who don't know the history of Jammu and Kashmir are using heavy words like security failure and intelligence failure. From 2004 to 2014, there have been around 128 attacks on the CRPF, BSF, and paramilitary forces in Jammu and Kashmir. What intelligence failure that is not in those 128 cases is there to be investigated in this single case? Several attacks, such as suicide bombings, grenade attacks, IED-RDX bombs, and gunfights, have left thousands of soldiers dead. Why are you silent about all those attacks? Because at that time, you did not retaliate against those who provided men and weapons for such attacks. Every time the army has requested authorization to retaliate, you have never demonstrated the political will to provide it. The entire story changed when the political leadership came to power in 2014, which demanded that if we got one attack here, we would retaliate across the border immediately. The army retaliated strongly with a cross-border surgical strike for the Uri incident and an airstrike in Balakot for the Pulwama attack. Then people came to understand who asked one of the world's best counterattacking armies to remain silent even as the country was constantly subjected to numerous attacks, both large and small. So, after the Balakot counterattack, these folks released a lot of propaganda to cover up their embarrassment. At first, they said that the army had not attacked Balakot. They asked the army for proof. When the army released the footage of the attack, they said that the attack did not hit the target and that the army was unable to cause significant damage to the enemy. Propagandists reached the pinnacle of embarrassment when the extent of enemy casualties in the Balakot attack came out later through Pakistani military officials and politicians. There is only one thing left to say to them: people have understood who you are and for whom you are working. So they will not pay any attention to your propaganda. Thank you guys. Keep watching our videos and post your comments.